much.
It's 7 minutes past 8. You're listening to Breakfast on BBC Radio Foyle. The family of the Republican informer Denis Donaldson are to take legal action against the Gardaí in the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg. They accuse Gardaí of failing to properly investigate the murder of the Sinn Féin official in a remote cottage in Donegal in 2006. An inquest into his death was adjourned for the 17th time yesterday after Gardaí requested more time to pursue their inquiries. Ciaran Shiels is from Madden and Finucane Solicitors, which represents the family. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
Now, the family, they boycotted, and you boycotted the hearing yesterday in Donegal out of sheer frustration, I presume?
Yes, and it's also due to the fact that in the south there's a fairly antiquated coronial system whereby if a senior Gardaí makes an application to the coroner's court on foot of a claim that criminal proceedings are still being contemplated, that the coroner has no discretion, he must adjourn the inquest. So regardless of what representations could be made to the coroner by the family, the coroner by law cannot do nothing but adjourn the inquest. Now the length of an adjournment, he does have discretion to say how long he's going to put the inquest off for, but he must still adjourn that inquest. So in those circumstances, the family were of the view that it was simply pointless to attend yesterday, or in fact the last number of hearings, and they have instructed us now to seek redress at the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg.
Yeah, but by the same token, the coroner doesn't seem to disagree with the idea of a further adjournment. In a court report we heard this morning, he said that this was unprecedented, which I'm sure you agree with, the number of adjournments. But he also said he was satisfied with the Garda explanations, and at the end of the day he wants justice. He wants to see them given the opportunity to pursue justice and pursue court proceedings as regards the killing of Denis Donaldson.
Well, that's right to a degree. The coroner has never sought to look behind the Garda explanations. No senior Garda has ever been called by the coroner to give evidence under oath as to how timely and in respect of which lines of inquiry the guards are undertaking in respect of their murder investigation. So there is an issue there. Certainly the family have been very critical in relation to the Garda investigation. For example, they have never spoken with the PSNI informant handler known as Lenny, who had contact with Denis Donaldson the week before his exposure and throughout the period of time when he was in Donegal. The Police Ombudsman's office in the north have taken a very different approach of late and in recent years in respect of the actions of the PSNI, and in relation to that aspect of the case, they're due to report in the early part of 2016.
Yes, but just in regard to who you're most frustrated with, is it the Gardaí because they haven't managed to get this evidence, or is it PSNI because they have not been able to provide this evidence? If indeed, by the way, it is the PSNI that is the police force that the Gardaí are trying to get that evidence from, because that wasn't actually made clear in court.
No, in fact, the family don't believe it is. The PSNI, the family suspect that it's a law enforcement agency in Britain. We were informed last year that the Garda made what's known as a mutual assistance request to a law enforcement agency outside of the jurisdiction to gain what they said was potentially significant material. But they haven't obtained that material. They haven't updated the family as to what that material may be. And the supreme irony in this is that the Garda themselves have refused to give access to the Police Ombudsman's law enforcement investigators to the journal that Denis Donaldson was compiling in the cottage in Cloghercore just before the time of his murder.
So just to bring this to a conclusion, then the family are going to take legal action against Gardaí in the European Court of Human Rights. Have they definitively decided that?
They will be consulting with their full legal team in the coming weeks. It's anticipated that the action will have commenced in advance of the 10th anniversary of the murder, which is, as you know, in April. And the family only seek to vindicate their convention rights, which we all have, that there should be an independent investigation into Denis's murder, that all reasonable lines of inquiry should be investigated, and that inquiry is conducted within a timely manner. And that hasn't been the case to date.
OK, Ciaran Shiels, thanks very much indeed. That's Ciaran Shiels from Madden and Finucane Solicitors, which represents the family of Denis Donaldson, who was shot at a cottage in Glenties in Donegal in 2006.